Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the Cameras Los Angeles show in West Hollywood, and I'm here with Alicia and Daniel with their movie Numb. Let's take a look at the clip.
Hi, is this the doctor?
Yeah. Answering my own phone, apparently. And so, Cheryl? Gambling addict.
Okay, well, my arm's asleep and it's been like 20 minutes, but it's still numb.
Yeah.
My other arm's starting to feel weird too.
I'm drawing like a 100% blank, but you can come in, get some tests done, but they are ridiculously expensive.
Thank you both for being here.
Thank
really,
you.
really
Thank
fantastic. I loved your film. It's absolutely brilliant.
So nice.
But for those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis, Daniel.
Sure, it's about a woman, Alicia, right here, who can't, she's sort of disconnected emotionally, leads to her losing the ability to feel anything physically, and then she decides to become a superhero because she has no empathy for anyone. So, but then she falls in love.
And a great superhero you were as well,
Yes.
really. Before we get into your amazing role, Daniel, where did this inspiration come from?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just talking to my wife about that. I'd say it's like because when we were getting married, it was like sort of hard for me to process those emotions. So I felt kind of disconnected emotionally. But I think it's just a mix of I'm a big fan of superhero movies, like always have been, and then also just curious about that because I have a tendency to feel disconnected sometimes emotionally. So just exploring that.
I love that you were so open and honest about how you felt personally, and then made this into a great film. I think that's absolutely brilliant. And you know, I was telling you earlier, I was like, I'm surprised no one's ever made a film like this before. Like no one's, and I'm like, that's just genius. It's brilliant. Yeah. Alicia, how was it for you? Because everything you get taught as an actor, you know, like, oh, you must feel this, you must do this. You're supposed to, basically it's like, you've got to do less, but more of less. How was that experience for you?
It was a little difficult, and I relied a lot on Daniel, but trying to portray, I feel nothing.
Yeah.
But I have to do something.
Yeah.
Because you can still, the camera it can see inside your mind. So
Yeah.
I'm still thinking things even though I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to find the balance between not doing anything and doing just a little bit.
Well, you did nothing
Yeah.
so brilliantly well, and that's a compliment
you.
in there. It was really, really
you,
good.
yeah.
And you know, because again, there's a lot of physicality about it as well. I mean, and just kind of, you know, not caring but caring, obviously.
Yeah.
And how did you work together? As you know, was there certain things you did, Daniel, work together with Alicia, or how
Well,
was it?
I mean, it was mostly like it was like she couldn't really improvise or anything exactly. It was like we had to be super specific about everything and rehearse and stuff to make sure it was so easy to accidentally laugh or something, but then we had to kind of really design it so it had some level of emotion, you know, peeking through, and just a couple of rehearsals and discussions. And she was saying I sent her, which I forgot that I did, but I sent her, I guess, clips of physical comedians like Buster Keaton and stuff.
Buster Keaton,
Yeah. And your performance was captivating. It really was. I was like, wow, this is unreal.
And Alicia's a dancer, so
Yeah.
helps her
So
with
that
she has
helps.
a lot of
That
sense of
helps.
physicality.
Yeah, because you really have to, you got to feel it as well,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I must admit, you did take me for a few moments when you know, there's moments when I want to give it away, but you hurt yourself, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, and imagine if that happened and you didn't feel numb and everything else was, you know, how is it kind of because you had a lot of movements, a lot of physicality, a lot of differences, but apart from the physical side of things, how did you, mentally as well, you had to mentally not feel, but feel?
Well, you complimented Daniel, but I think a lot of people feel that way, just no one says it out loud.
Yeah.
That they, you know, you have a disconnect with certain emotions, or some emotions you feel them too much, so you don't want to feel them.
Yeah.
So you are numb. You pretend you're not sad or angry.
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel that way. We don't want to feel,
That's right.
you know, angry at your boss or sad about a loss.
Yeah.
So we go through life a little numb.
Yeah.
So that part is easy, except as a lot of humans, when we shut those emotions off, as you mentioned, as an actor, I have to access those emotions,
Right.
except this character doesn't. So again, finding that balance was,
Yeah, it's a lot of your work, right, with acting is exploring emotions and trying to make sure that they're very raw and on the surface and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's
I think one of the things that you also, because I think that's right, I think people like watching it, and I think many once may have felt this as well, is that yeah, you do. There are moments in life when you're like that you feel certain things or you don't feel, and sometimes it's scary when you don't feel things that you maybe should be feeling, right?
You
And
trained
observing
yourself.
those.
You like become desensitized.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my God, why am I not upset about this, or why am I so affected by this?
Right.
You know, and how are we discover things about ourselves, you know, through certain things, right? Which was just a great observation, I think, about life for all of us to kind of see through, you know, through your film.
Yeah.
What was the biggest challenge that you felt? Was there any? Oh, nothing. It was like a nothing. Everything was easy.
So it just went perfectly. No, I don't know. I mean, it was just like I like to do like a lot of angles. Kind of, so like we were pressed lots of times for. It wound up being kind of stripped down. We had to cut some shots sometimes, and so it was that. Just generally, like the last scene, for instance, we wound up like that's why a lot of it's on their backs and stuff because like we had to cut some shots. So that was like the scheduling was tough, and we had some again like a location issue, but mostly it was just like hoping to have enough time to rehearse to like try to get to like again her feeling comfortable like deadening herself, you know.
Probably my biggest challenge was trying to find an arc for myself. I didn't want Carrie to feel on one note because the whole time well, not the entire film, but for majority of the film, I don't really feel anything. So, but I didn't want the whole film like I'm just a blob, or the whole film I'm very rude or unattentive to the person that I start dating. So I wanted to find an arc to kind of show his vision of I start off in this one place and then eventually I become better, like I can access emotions.
Yeah. Oh, I certainly felt that, definitely. There was definitely a journey that we felt for you as your character, and actually kind of like the you know, the acceptance of love and people coming into your life, and I think that was like quite a beautiful experience and really nice to see as well, you know, through your character and the journey of your character. What I love as well, I think sometimes, you know, there's a lot of kind of close-up moments that we had where you really just, you know, you kind of took us there and what you were going through and what you were feeling. Was that kind of intentional?
Yeah, I mean, also some of that's like our cinematographer. She's like, she's great, and so like she would push to like get closer and like felt like Alicia had a very photographic face. Alicia's very photogenic, and so like also very expressive. Like she can do a lot with very little, and so it sort of evolved to having like a couple more close-ups. Especially the ending was like in there, but it wasn't like quite as much like staying on her, and so like
I definitely give props to all those in the technical field. One of my favorite example in the way we were with Barbra Streisand at the end when she's looking at Hubble. Apparently, I don't know if this is true, but apparently the director or the DP or whoever just told her, just look in the distance, like you can't see him, and don't do anything with your face, like no expression, just look at him. And that's the end we see when we're all like, oh no. But all she's doing apparently is looking in the distance, and the DP and I imagine the editors just did all the work. So definitely they help us.
So obviously just being a natural superhero, what is it like, you know, being a superhero off screen and then being a superhero on screen? What was that feeling like?
It's awesome because we all want to help people, but I think in 2018 it gets scary to help people because you don't want to in turn get hurt, and luckily in the film I can't get hurt, or I don't feel it at least. But as my parents would say back in the day, you know, you would help your neighbors, like, or if you heard someone scream help, you would go and look, as opposed to retreat inside and not want to, you know.
And we as humans have got to return to that, haven't we? So it was great, you know, that you reminded us all of what our parents were. Well, it's true, right?
Just through vigilante, angry justice.
There'll be loads of superheroes going out there helping their neighbor tonight, hopefully after watching your film. So no, it's really brilliant. What was the experience like? You know, because obviously you're making this film, you have a certain amount of time period. What's it like to have it on the big screen, NewFilmmakers LA, with an audience? How does that feel? What is that feeling like?
That felt great.
It was nerve-wracking. I was like nervous.
Yeah,
was you
nervous.
numb?
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, I was just like very nervous.
Yeah.
But it's definitely nice like getting to hear like where people respond and what they are into, like with like a big audience. It's like people that aren't your friends and everything, obviously. But it was mostly just I was just nervous, pretty much. Yeah. Did not feel as cathartic as I would
Oh,
love
that's
it
good.
to feel, but
Because a lot of directors, they pace the back like, I can't watch this, I can't see this, you know. How is it for you?
It's scary. I mean, it was exciting and also scary. And I think my humor, which is why I was attracted to doing this film, and I imagine Daniel's humor because he wrote it, it's a little dark.
It's great.
So there were a lot of moments that we thought were funny when we were doing it. But then when I would watch it by myself, it's like, I don't know if other people will think that's funny.
Yeah, I was surprised people were laughing.
But people
I was
were
impressed.
laughing.
I was happy, I was happy about
I
that.
see it.
It's like, and then they laugh at bits that you're like, I didn't realize that was as funny, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a really good experience. What is next for you both, together or individually?
Well, I'm writing another short that I'm hoping to make in a couple like weeks or something. Maybe I'll talk to Alicia about that at some point.
Yeah.
And then
Starting right here on the sofa.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Alicia, I don't know what she's up to.
Happening.
That's great. As an actor, I'm always like, what is my next job?
Yeah.
But I kind of want to do some things for myself. Like I want to put on a series of short plays in LA, already written, not that I'm writing, but just short plays all in one.
Wait, like from playwrights that you're fans of?
From
or you're fan
playwrights that I like, or any of my friends that they have playwrights that they like just to do. So I have a particular play that I'm interested in, but other friends, they want to
That's
together.
definitely doable, right? There's like a pretty good like small theater scene in LA.
Yeah. And also I think
I miss theater when I moved here. I love film. That's why I moved here, obviously. But
it's a different kind of
miss
acting
theater,
though.
But I think you really try to find a deep. I mean, I can tell that you've obviously come from a dance background, etc. as well, and theater background, because there's a sort of a different, deeper connection that you feel when you're doing something live and bringing that onto screen. It just you have to be so much more aware in theatre of all the things that you're doing. And so if you can take that and bring that to screen, it's great, and it obviously worked very well. Well, I love both of your work. It was absolutely brilliant. I love Numb, and it was. I can't believe no one has made this film up until now. So I'm so happy that you both got a chance to do it. And
he needs distribution.
yes, hello.
Sure, yeah.
And so so please keep up to what you're doing, and I'm looking forward to seeing much more of your projects. So.
Great.
Alicia and Dang, everyone. Numb.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.